Hello everybody, this is our video number 2 and also the class number 2 on the same topic, the crop productions. And in our last video, we already discussed what is the crop plant, and this crop plant is also produce some food, okay? And also discuss the various type of crop plants and their types, and what is the crop production, and this crop production also depends on the 7 important aspect. Last video we already discussed about the first 2 aspects of the crop production, that is the preparation of the soil, and the second one is the selecting seeds and the sowing of the seeds. Okay, in this video we will discuss the third aspect of the crop production, that is the enrichment of the soil. So what is the meaning of the enrichment of the soil? The first, enrichment of the soil means with the plants being grown in it year after year, the soil lost its fertility. Okay, and this is because the nutrient present in the soil get used up, and in order to maintain the fertility of the soil need to be enriched from time to time. Okay, that is the necessary of the enrichment of the soil, and this enrichment of the soil can be done by using the 2 methods. The first one is the artificial method, and the second one is the natural methods. So what is the main functionality or main activity which is done by this method? That is the artificial method. In artificial method, the productivity of the soil can be enriched artificially by adding the manure or the fertilizer to the soil. So remember, the productivity of the soils can be enriched artificially by adding the manure or the fertilizer to the soil. Okay, and after that, this manure is also divided into the 2 categories. The first one is the green manure, and the second one is the compost manure. Okay, and the green manure consists of the green plants that are plowed back into the soil and where they decompose. Okay, and compost is made by the decomposing the plant or agricultural and the animal waste by means of the microbial activity. Okay, the composite is made on a large scale by digging a pit in the ground, and organic waste matter is shoveled in layer by the layer, separated by the layer of the soil, and when the pit is full, it is covered over and left undisturbed for a few months and for complete decomposition. Okay, and anaerobic bacteria act upon the matter in the pit, decomposing it, and during this process a lot of gas is formed, and which is often collected and used as a biogas in the villages and as the domestic well. Okay, and it is also known as the gobar gas. Okay, the decomposed, the residual matter is excellent natural manure that revitalizes the soil when added to it. Okay, so this is the procedure which is followed to maintain the enrichment of the soil as the artificial method. Okay, and fertilizer is also the another important thing which is used to maintain the enrichment of the soil by using this method, the artificial method. And The fertilizer can supply a balanced mix of the nutrients such as the nitrogen, phosphorus and the potassium, and which are required by the crops, and these chemical fertilizers are a combinations of the various salt or the compounds containing this element, and the some fertilizer contain all the three essential nutrients, nitrogen and the phosphorus and the potassium, and hence it is called NPK. Remember this name, the NPK for fertilizer means the N for the nitrogen, P for the phosphorus and the K for the potassium. Okay? And what is the definitions between the manure and the fertilizer? The fertilizer, they are the nutrient specific, and the manure, they can be used for the any crop. Second one, the fertilizer easy to store and the transport, but manure, they are voluminous. Okay, and overuse can harm the soil. This is for the fertilizer, and the manure, no harm is caused. And fourth one, there is a set time for use for the fertilizer, but for the manure, they are generally added before the seeds are sown. Okay, so these four are the difference between the fertilizer and the manure. The next one, the next method to soil enrichment, that is the natural method, and this natural method is also divided into the three process. The first one is the crop rotation process, the second one the field fallow, and the third one the mixed cropping. Okay, so what is the meaning of the crop rotation? To improve the fertility of the soil by growing deep and the shallow rooted plants alternately in the same area in a sequential manner is called crop rotation. So what is the crop rotation? That is the definition of the crop rotations. For example, in the North India, the farmers grow the legumes and with alternately, because the with use up the large amount of the nitrogens from the soil, whereas when the legumes are grown and the nitrogen is replaced. Okay, and in the soil through the bacteria rhizobium. So remember this name of this bacteria, that is very important as per your exam point of view. The rhizobium, the present in the root nodules of these plants, and the atmospheric nitrogen is converted to the nitrates by the rhizobium bacteria. So what is the task or the functionality, the main importance of this rhizobium bacteria? The rhizobium bacteria is convert the atmospheric nitrogens into the nitrate, and it is stored into the soil. This is helpful for every plant. The next method is the field fallow. The process of the leaving the field uncultivated for one or the more session to replace the lost nutrients naturally is called the field fallow, and the partners are benefited by interacting with each other, and this association in which both the partners benefited is known as symbiosis. So remember this name, what is the symbiosis? So for this region, the very important question is come into your exam, that is what is the meaning of the symbiosis, or what is the definition of the symbiosis. The last one, the mixed cropping. It is also known as the intercropping or co-cultivations. So another two name of this the mixed cropping is intercropping or the co-cultivations, and that involves the planting of the two or the more than two different types of plants simultaneously in the same field, and which allow the crop to work together and to keep down growth of the insect and the pest, and resist the climate extreme and suppress the plant disease and increase overall productivity. And we use the mixed cropping, and the groundnut and the cotton are often grown together, and which is a good example of the mixed cropping. So the example for the mixed cropping is the groundnut and the cotton are often grown together. Also, for the growing the groundnut and the cotton, this time we use this method, that is the mixed cropping or intercropping or the co-cultivations method. Okay, so this is the total description of the enrichment of the soil. Okay, so that's all for the today's lectures. Thank you everybody.